yeah, let me not let you guys wait for any longer. With our key partnerships segment today, we have none other, one of my best friends in life. I'm very happy and lucky to call him a friend, Virat Kohli.
Lekker. How you doing?
Listen, talking about accents, you love throwing accents out there, lekker, and you just gave yourself away. So I'm going to ask Michael to get something on here for the viewers. This is the video that Virat and I used to watch on the bus. I'm not lying, I think about 340 times. And I think the 340th time was the time we laughed the most. So this is one of our favorite videos, and Virat introduced me to this. Enjoy it.
English Premier League. Manchester United.
I can't deal with this guy.
Viewers, apologize. I'm continue.
We didn't get any names out there, but this guy's an absolute legend, and his pronunciation of some of the English Premier League football teams are quite unique. I don't know, Virat, you want to try Sheffield Wednesday or something for us, maybe? No, I'm not going to do that to you. We love that. What do you think of that video, Biscuit?
This is actually one of my favorite videos ever. I stumbled upon this video, I think it was 2018, if I'm not wrong. And the first person I sent it to was you. And I knew for a fact that you will love the accent, and the fact that he's laughing at himself was something I found very amusing. Yeah,
it's some of the funniest people in the world. Yeah, some of the funniest people in the world actually have that ability to laugh at themselves, and then people almost laugh at them laughing at themselves, if you know what I mean. So I found that very entertaining, and thanks for sharing that video with me. For 3 years now, we've been laughing at that, and I don't think it's ever going to end. It'll never get old. Biscuit, just something a bit more personal, something I've never asked you. Your very first meeting with your beautiful wife. You know, when you meet the right one, there's those nerves and the adrenaline starts rushing. I don't know if you've ever shared it with me, but that very first meeting, how did it go? How did you do it? And did it go well, or did she go like, no, give me a year or so, I just want to check this out first?
Oh, well, I've never spoken to you about this. I've mentioned it a few other places. I've been asked this before. I remember this was 2013. I had just been named captain on the tour to Zimbabwe, and I was very excited and looking forward to the tour. And my manager called me one day on the tour, and he's like, "Oh, this commercial opportunity has come up, and you're gonna do this ad." I was like, "Yeah, cool, sounds great." And he's like, "You're gonna shoot it with Anushka Sharma," and she was a well-established and one of the top actors already in India. And as soon as I heard that, I started shivering. I was like, how the hell am I going to do this ad with her? She's a proper actor. I was so nervous. And then the tour went on, managed to get to Mumbai, came to shoot. I remember I was so tense before walking on the set. It's like, how the hell am I going to say hi to her? What am I going to say? I was completely out of it. And out of my nervousness, I didn't realize how tall she was. So out of my nervousness, I was on set, I think 5 minutes before her. So I was just standing there, and she walked in, and I was like, what am I going to say? And the first thing I told her was, she was wearing a decent high heel. It wasn't too high. Like someone would have told her that he's going to look like a dwarf in front of you. So just make sure that your heels are not too high. So the first thing I told her when I saw her heels was, didn't you get anything higher to wear? And she's like, excuse me? I was like, oh my God, I messed up so bad. I was so nervous for 2 days. But then the shoot went on, and I kind of figured out along that whole day that she's actually a very normal person. And then when we got talking, our backgrounds were pretty similar. So we could connect on the same experiences, the same things, that a usual middle class household would experience. So we really connected on those experiences, and from there on we became friends, and then gradually we started dating. It wasn't like we just started dating immediately. We just spoke for a long time. We met a few times here and there, and then over a decent period of time we started dating. Actually, I thought I was dating her already. So so we had hung out for a few months, and then one day I remember I sent her a message. When I used to be single, I would do this and that and this, and she's like, "What do you mean used to be?" Like, I didn't know we were dating. I had already decided in my mind and heart that we were dating. So that was again a little awkward. But then eventually she was like, this is a decent guy, and yeah, we got to.
You're a bit more than a decent guy. But there you have it, people. So if you're a little bit nervous and you don't know how to get a girl, just tell her to wear high heels. And apparently that works. It's amazing. No, Virat, I must say that the two of you are a beautiful couple, and you certainly like the same things. And that's always a good start. If you can be friends with someone you like, it's always a good sign of something that's going to work for longer than just a week or two, which some of us have been through in our earlier days. Like, couldn't really keep a girl for longer because they weren't our friends. So there's the secret, people. Biscuit, we're going to move on to something a bit more serious. Zams, you want to take it away?
Yeah, Virat, how's it, firstly? Long time since we shared that lift in Waisak. I just wanted to go back to your century in the Test series, which obviously had been a while since your last one, 3 years. And it looked like you enjoyed it a hell of a lot, that moment.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good.
He's a man of few words today.
Yeah.
He was a lot more expressive the last time I saw him.
You wanted to ask me about my experience. Sorry, I thought you still going. Yeah, it was. Look, me and AB have been in touch for a while, and he knows how much I value Test cricket. Even though I had performed in T20s again, I had scored ODI centuries and all that stuff, I always felt like white ball cricket for me was more or less a thing where if you just go into the right frame of mind on a particular day or for a certain amount of time in the game, then you can kind of get over the hurdles and you won't be challenged all day. But even to get a test on a wicket that is not offering too much to the bowlers, you still have to bat for 6, 7, 8 hours sometimes because they are that patient with their fields and they could go defensive. It's just testing you constantly. And that's something that I've always cherished as a cricketer, to be in those situations, to be tested consistently. I was getting decent scores. But if you ask me, was I happy with what I was doing? I wasn't, because I pride myself in performing for my team to the best of my abilities. And I certainly wasn't doing that enough. So I wanted to score big runs. That's something that always propelled me. Whenever we played at home or away, I would take that up as a challenge, that I want to score runs everywhere so I can help my team. I was doing that to a certain extent, but not the same kind of impact I was having before. So when I got the 100 and I made it a big one, that gave me a sense of calmness and relaxation and excitement again. You kind of become comfortable with your space again, your game, your thinking, your heart's not racing as much when you go to the next practice session. So eventually that's the space you want to be in. And I think that particular 100 gave me all of those very grounding feelings back. Just from a cricketing perspective in life, I was pretty happy and pretty relaxed on the outside. But when you're playing, you want to be in that space as much as possible.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Test cricket is certainly the ultimate form of the game. There's nothing better than walking off the field, having contributed with a big century or a good 50 at the right time under pressure to pull your team in the right direction. And after 5 days, you sit in the change room, you look your teammates in the eyes, and you just feel so grateful for what you have. That's what Test cricket does to the players. And I know I'm sitting on the side now watching Test cricket. I have the same kind of appreciation for the format, and I hope you people do as well. It is the ultimate form of the game for the players. So long may that format continue. We're busy with the ODI series. It's 1-1, Virat. The pressure's on. We know the Aussies can be brutal on the field, and I'm not going to ask you who the nastiest Aussie is. I'm rather going to ask you, because we know the most competitive players are normally the nastiest. So who's the most competitive player in that team at the moment? Do they still have the same kind of aura and presence about them?
You know, the IPL has changed quite a few things.
No.
The cricket is still as competitive, but the wobbles and the sledging bit of it is not nasty anymore. It's it's become a game of a lot of mutual respect and admiration. Still, I mean, you can very well say that they still have the same hunger when they see a situation you've played against them for so long. When they find, they stick in that foot in the door, they'll make sure that they barge in with the whole group and take over. So they are still looking for those opportunities, and they're as intense while playing. But um, the stuff which was too intense, and the tension between the teams has significantly gone down, and that's what I've experienced this year. But not the competitiveness. I don't feel like they've come in with complacency, which I think is a nice step forward. It's progressive, and yeah, I mean, when tensions have to rise, then come the World Cups and all those kind of tournaments, you'll see that anyway. So I think it's just nice to have that camaraderie with the players, because also we've grown into our careers for such a long period of time. So guys like Nathan Lyon and the likes that I would have back in the day, we just started to appreciate the fact that we've had this opportunity to go against each other for more than 10, 12 years now. And this is where we stand in our careers, and it's still fun to be competitive, but not with any nastiness. So, yeah, it's been nice. The ODI series is poised nicely as well.
Yeah, that is
I'm
the
pretty
secret.
excited.
That is a secret for a team, is to have that competitive edge, but together as a unit. It's so tough to play against. The Aussies have always had that. I think of Stark, Steve Smith, and then someone who doesn't say a lot, but he's got that competitiveness. Marnus Labuschagne. That's how you pronounce it, by the way. It's not Marnus Labuschagne. I know he likes to go by that name these days, but he'll never be Marnus Labuschagne in South Africa. It's Marnus Labuschagne. Anyway, Biscuit, the mental side of things, you're not old, don't get me wrong. You're getting towards the latter stages of your career. A very, very senior player. It's like a VVSP, very, very senior player. Is the competitive edge still there? How do you stay mentally fresh? You don't have to answer for long because we're coming towards the end of this partnership segment. But just tell us the secret. How do you get it? And sorry, I actually want to know, when you don't feel like I've got this oomph today, how do you get through that battle? I've had those challenges so often.
Yeah, I mean, at this stage of my career, to be very honest, I get very excited for a big series or a big tournament. The games that happen in between, obviously your energy and intensity is not the same. So it did bother me quite a bit in the past few months. But then I started taking the games in between very professionally. I started focusing on, okay, what can I get out of this game as a batsman? Are there things that I'm looking to work on my game? And can I go out there and actually execute those things while being in the middle of the action? So that gave me a small goal to work towards. And even in the field, when you feel like, oh, your body's not moving the same way, it's a mental switch. I mean, none better than you to kind of understand that when mentally you switch on as a fielder, then your body starts moving completely differently. So I would challenge myself mid game. I think a lot of self-talk is important, because when the occasion is not kind of pulling you up to the mark, then you have to speak to yourself and get yourself up to the mark so that you can maintain the same standards that you have for so many years. So it's more effort, to be honest, now, because also you feel like you're doing the same thing over and over again. So if something doesn't excite you, then you have to pull yourself up to that level. But it's definitely tougher than it used to be in the late 20s even, compared to now.
Towards the end of my career, it became a lot harder to get going every single time. And that's where, for the first 8 to 10 years of my career, I worked really hard. Everything was about net sessions, getting going, making sure my straight drive is perfect. I very quickly realized my energy levels and my mental freshness are a lot more important. For those last 5 years of my career, it wasn't so easy to get up every morning to go, you know what, I'm going to play the best knock of my life. So really a lot